In the heart of the Amazon rainforest, where the dense canopy of emerald leaves blocks out the sun's rays, a small indigenous tribe called the Yaruma had thrived for centuries. They were a peaceful people, living in harmony with nature, and had never known the chaos and violence of the outside world. The Yaruma believed that humans were inherently good, and their way of life reflected this belief. One day, a young member of the Yaruma named Kavi was on a solo journey to collect medicinal plants deep in the forest. As he walked through the lush undergrowth, he stumbled upon an unexpected sight. A strange object lay in his path, gleaming in the dappled sunlight. Kavi bent down to examine it, and what he discovered would change the course of his life and the destiny of his tribe. It was a small, metallic box with a glass front. Inside the box, Kavi saw images of a world he could not fathom. Cities of towering steel and glass, cars racing along asphalt highways, and people dressed in strange clothing. Kavi had never seen anything like it. Mesmerized by the images, he reached out to touch the glass, and in an instant, the box sprang to life with a cacophony of sound and movement. The images danced and changed, overwhelming Kavi's senses. As he stood there, lost in this new world, he suddenly felt a hand on his shoulder. Startled, he turned to see an older member of the Yaruma tribe, Tala, who had been following him. Tala's eyes were wide with shock as she took in the strange object and its mesmerizing images. She recognized it as a tablet, a piece of technology that had been left behind by a group of explorers who had passed through the rainforest years ago. Tala, wise and cautious, knew that the world outside the rainforest was not as idyllic as their own. She understood the potential dangers of introducing technology and the outside world to their tribe. She gently took the tablet from Kavi's hands and tried to explain to him the importance of keeping their way of life pure and untouched. But Kavi, young and curious, could not resist the allure of the tablet. He argued that the outside world, with its marvels and wonders, could offer so much to their people. Tala, torn between her responsibility to protect their traditions and her love for Kavi, allowed him to keep the tablet, but under one condition: he must promise to share it with the elders of the tribe before making any decisions. Kavi agreed, and with the tablet in hand, he returned to the Yaruma village. The elders, too, were both fascinated and apprehensive about this new discovery. They gathered around the tablet, their weathered faces reflecting a mixture of wonder and concern. Kavi explained the world he had seen, the technology, and the potential benefits it could bring to their tribe. He painted a picture of progress and prosperity that was hard to resist. The elders, however, were not swayed by Kavi's enthusiasm. They had seen the destructive power of the outside world, the pollution, and the greed that drove people to exploit nature. They feared that introducing technology might lead their people down a path of destruction, away from their harmonious existence. For days, the Yaruma debated the fate of the tablet. Tensions rose as some members of the tribe, especially the younger generation, were eager to embrace the new world that Kavi had glimpsed. They believed that technology could bring better healthcare, education, and access to resources. The elders, on the other hand, saw it as a potential source of discord and the beginning of the end of the traditional way of life. In the end, a decision was reached through consensus. The Yaruma decided to cautiously explore the world beyond their rainforest, but they would do so on their terms. Kavi would be their envoy, tasked with learning about the outside world while safeguarding their values and traditions. They hoped that by doing so, they could strike a balance between progress and preservation. Kavi embarked on a journey into the outside world, equipped with the tablet and a small team from the tribe to ensure his safety. They ventured to a nearby town, where Kavi marveled at the advancements of technology, from hospitals to schools to bustling markets. He met people from all walks of life, some kind and welcoming, while others were skeptical of the Yaruma's intentions. As Kavi spent more time in the outside world, he began to witness the darker side of humanity. He saw the stark disparities in wealth and the consequences of unchecked greed. He saw how people exploited the environment for profit, often with no regard for the long-term consequences. The values of his own people, harmony with nature, community, and respect for all living beings, seemed increasingly distant from the world he was exploring. One day, while visiting a city, Kavi and his companions witnessed a protest. The people were demanding their rights, decrying inequality and environmental degradation. But the response from the authorities was violent, and Kavi saw innocent people being hurt. He couldn't comprehend the brutality and cruelty that humans were capable of. The experience left Kavi deeply troubled. He returned to the Yaruma village with a heavy heart, torn between two worlds. He presented his findings to the tribe, sharing the marvels of technology but also the harsh realities he had witnessed. The Yaruma listened intently, and once again, a spirited debate ensued. Ultimately, the Yaruma made a difficult choice. They decided to embrace some aspects of technology that could benefit their community, such as advanced medical knowledge to improve healthcare and education to expand their understanding of the world. However, they would carefully guard against the darker influences that Kavi had encountered, such as greed and exploitation. Kavi's journey had revealed to the Yaruma that while the human capacity for progress and innovation was astounding, it was also marred by a savage streak of greed and destruction. The Yaruma believed that by taking only the best from the outside world and marrying it with their values, they could continue to live in harmony with nature. Over time, the Yaruma integrated some technology into their lives, but they remained steadfast in their commitment to preserve their culture, the rainforest, and the values that had sustained them for generations. Kavi had learned a valuable lesson on his journey, and he became an advocate for the delicate balance between progress and preservation. He understood that the human was indeed a complex being, capable of both incredible feats and devastating destruction. The story of the Yaruma serves as a reminder that while humanity possesses the power to shape the world in remarkable ways, it also bears a responsibility to protect and preserve the beauty of our planet and the goodness within ourselves. The human is a savage, but the human is also capable of profound goodness and wisdom when guided by the right values and principles.
Please subscribe to my channel Lessons of Life and press the bell notification icon.